Hey folks, hope you're all doing well and welcome to episode 46 of Recommended Album to Review. So the way this show works is every week, every Thursday at 7 p.m., I do a review on a record, and you folks are kind enough in the comments to suggest records for me to listen to, and I check them out, and then that Thursday at 7 p.m., I put out one of these videos. The criteria for records that I'm looking for, just single albums and something that I haven't previously covered on the channel. So for today, this was a good one. Gentleman I've heard of before, record that I'd heard before. I really love this period, sort of like the late 70s, early 80s, I guess, most people call this sort of the new wave era. And I've been a fan of this guy from that period. I'm talking about Joe Jackson, and the album I'm talking about is called Look Sharp. That period is just, for me, it's one of the best periods of music when all that stuff was coming out. Post-punk, new wave, whatever you want to call it. You had guys like Joe Jackson, sort of the singer-songwriter. It was sort of like, it was Joe Jackson and it was Elvis Costello, and they were sort of like neck and neck, putting out some really, really good music, and just really, really good songwriting, really hooky stuff. I guess you could call it Brit pop for the time, but just really, really good stuff. So this album came out in early 79, and at the time you had Joe Jackson, vocals, piano, and harmonica on this. You have Gary Sanford on guitar, Graham Maybe on bass, and David Houghton on drums. The production on this record is really, really dry. It's very, very sparse. There's not like a lot of, studio magicry going on. Is that the right word? It's just, it's four guys just playing their songs, or in this case, Joe Jackson's songs. And, it's pretty cool. I love that the fact that a lot of the songs, sort of the bass is kind of almost the rhythm guitar. The bass carries a lot of the songs, and the guitars are sort of there to accent what the bass is doing. So it's kind of cool. I'm not crazy about the drum sound on this record, but the quality of the songs, Joe Jackson is just a fantastic songwriter, and as you know, he went on, to get into more of a jazz sort of style, and I think he's even got into some soundtracks and things, and I'm not sure. Or no, I think he composed some like real orchestral stuff later on in his career. But anyway, let's go through the tracks. The album starts off with a track called One More Time. It's just a nice, a really cool, chordal kind of riff, if you will. There's a lot of melody in this one. It's kind of maybe a mid-tempo to up-tempo song. Just again, really, really hooky. It's one of the better tracks on here, and a great way to start the album. One More Time is pretty cool. The second track is Sunday Papers. Now, I think this was a single off the record. It's kind of poppy, almost kind of has like a sort of a 50s kind of poppy, happy sound to it. Lyrically, it's really good. All the lyrics, Joe Jackson is a fantastic lyric writer. So, kind of like Elvis Costello, right? Both those guys write really good lyrics. And just kind of a really, it paints a picture of England, and the lifestyle at the time, and the importance of the Sunday paper to let people know what was going on in the world. It's a pretty good track. All right, the third track on here, now this was the big hit. Is She Really Going Out With Him? This is a fantastic song. Again, it's really sparse, like all the songs on here, really sparse instrumentation. There's like no reverb on anything. It's like these guys are playing in a dead room. There's no reverb. Again, there's no studio magic. Again, I'm going to mess up on that word. But magicianship going on. Why am I missing that word today? I don't know. That word's not coming to me today. But yeah, this is a really, really good track. Hooky as hell. I really love his vocal on this. He's got this little tiny rasp thing going on. It's a great song. The lyrics are fantastic. This is one of my favorite. This and I'm the Man, probably my favorite Joe Jackson tunes. You got Happy Loving Couples next. This is kind of a cynical, lyrically, about the idea of being a happy loving couple. It just kind of bounces around. Again, it's very poppy. It's got some nice melodic chords to it. Um, yeah, this is another good one. So far, every track on here is pretty cool. You got Throw It Away. This is one of the, I guess, because it was sort of the 79, one of the punkier sounding songs on here. One of the more aggressive, kind of guitar driven songs on here. It's okay. It's a relatively short, just 2 minutes and 49 seconds. It's not a bad song, but not quite at the level as the songs that I mentioned previously. Baby Stick Around. This is a catchy tune. It's kind of an up-tempo tune. It's a bass riff that the guitar kind of follows. Really cool chorus on this, very hooky. It's just a kind of a happy song, I guess. But yeah, I really dig this one. All right, then you got Look Sharp, the title cut. Now this song has got, it's probably got the most, musically, it's the most expansive song, in that it's got a lot of different flavors that come in and out of it that are all really cool. It's almost like in this song he, musically threw in the kitchen sink, within the confines of the album. I mean, he's not, not getting crazy, but, it's just all the different parts and such. This is has the most most musically adventurous of the songs on here. But he doesn't lose the thread. It still fits well within the record. And, yeah, Look Sharp is a really cool track. All right, then you got Fools in Love. This has got kind of a reggae thing to it, reggae beat, the guitar doing the upstrokes. It's not a bad song, not quite as good as some of the other ones, but it's okay. It's a different flavor anyway, because it's it's got that reggae feel to it, but not a bad track. And Do the Instant Mash. Now this song, I don't know, it doesn't really fit the thread of the rest of the record. It's almost got kind of a swampy kind of riff to it. I don't know. I guess they were going for something a little bit different on this one. This one's okay. Not one of my favorites, Do the Instant Mash. All right, Pretty Girls. This is a great song. Lyrically, it's fantastic. It's got some great melody. I love the chords on this. The chorus, just a really hooky song. Pretty Girls is very, very cool. And the Closer Got the Time. I remember hearing this on the radio. This is got a little bit of a punk vibe to it. It's really catchy. It's just a real catchy tune. I would say, this one, I mean, as far as catching it, this one and Are You Really Going Out With Them are probably the most hooky of all the songs on here. So, but for the most part, most of the songs on here are pretty cool. So what do I think? I mean, I love Joe Jackson. The early stuff, this album and the next record. And I love that whole period of, that 79 British, like I love ska, I love the, the English beat and all those types of bands. I just love that whole period. The sort of, that 60s vibe that they were going for back then with the skinny ties and the little hats and all that. I just like that, Madness, One Step Beyond. I love all that shit. So this is kind of in my wheelhouse a little bit. So as far as, the record as a whole, if I was to rate it out of 5, yeah, I don't know. Maybe a 4, but I'm a little bit biased because I do love this period and I do like the early Joe Jackson stuff. So there you go. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe, hit the like button, and we'll see you next Thursday. Take care. Cheers.